Hi everyone, me again. Um, yeah, I don't know about you, but it feels like recently people are in a space of weighing up their lives, in the greater scheme of things. Well, I can only speak for my immediate circle. Um, People are like quitting jobs, changing the whole lifestyle in a quite a drastic way, and are also yearning a significant change in their life. And I can speak for myself. I am in that place myself right now. And yeah, I don't know if this is one of those things that are like the I guess the symptoms of what COVID was. People are actually reevaluating their lives in more of a holistic sense. And now that we've been what, I guess 3 years since we've been outside, um, yeah, people are actually reassessing their lives and the goals and they, I guess, what drives them, what motivates them. And I guess I'm at that stage now. Maybe it's also divine timing that I'm turning 30 at the end of this year, and it's like a cocktail of having a bit of an existential crisis about what I really want out of my life, because what I thought I wanted out of my life, I guess I've achieved a lot of it. There's still things that I really have to work on, but at the same time, um, I've achieved some goals which I realized weren't actually my goals. Is a lot what society implemented onto my life, and once you get there, you start to think, and maybe actually to a point, you start to feel empty. And once you get to that stage, this is what I imagine it feels like to have a midlife crisis, but I'm having like call it a quarter life crisis. Um, I know the word crisis is actually wild, but for lack of a better term, um, yeah. So I'm yearning a big change. I don't know in what aspect of my life it is, um, and I think what's really important for me to do, and I guess anybody to do, if you find yourself in that same position, is firstly get your mind right. And the way that I am doing that is through exercise and meditation, and those two things help me out. And I think it's really important to start there because the mind controls everything, and it is the single thing that is going to carry you through any sort of pain, any sort of disparity, any sort of, I don't know, challenge that you're going through in life. And yeah, if we can start there, then basically, like I was saying, is getting your mind right is the first and foremost thing that you can do, because it allows you to operate from a state that is not from an emotional state. Exercise is a great vessel for that because it like makes you present, and it gets you all of your, I guess, synapses firing, so you are only focused on that one thing, that one task, which is, yeah, carrying your body through whatever it takes, whatever exercise you're doing. And then from there, you move into, I guess, a sense of clarity that, yeah, it allows you to just be present and not think about too much. And I think it's really important to start there. And then the next level will help you is by writing things down, because I guess a lot of your thoughts are all bubbling in your head, and it might seem as clear as much as possible whilst it's all like swirling in and around your head. However, what I've found personally is putting things on paper allows you to distill the ideas that or whatever's going on in your head on a piece of paper, so you can actually look at it and see if it actually makes sense logistically. It might not be as practical for everybody else, but this is one thing that works for me. And at least as well, what it allows you to do, it is a moment in time. It's like a timestamp, very much like a video, very much like a photo. It's like a moment in time. Like, I started journaling about call it 3 years ago, on and off. I won't lie, I've been lazy in patches and stuff like that, but I guess it's the pursuit that matters. But what has helped me is to actually see what's actually going on in my mind at that time, and how long I've been dealing with certain issues. Are they actually issues, or are they an element of something else that's deeper than that? And there was like a situation that happened with me where I won't be too descriptive, but how do I say this without disposing names? There was a situation that I've been dealing with for about a year, and because I've been dealing with it for a year and not actually attacking the problem itself, it's just been bubbling and bubbling and bubbling, and it sometimes has come out in the unhealthiest of ways because I've never dealt with the immediate problem itself. And then a couple of weeks ago, I thought I'd actually tackle the actual problem head on, because obviously, there's that theme of fuck fear. And it was so weird because as soon as I attacked that particular issue head on, like, it felt like a massive weight off my shoulders. And the one thing that I'm a strong believer in is you got to make room for your blessings. And when you release, I guess, quote unquote baggage, or release a tension point in your life, it makes room for other things to come in. And I felt a great sense of, let me say, a weight off my shoulders, and living through honesty and living through just genuine, I guess, living through my purpose and not being scared of doing the things that are actually so scary to you. And it turns out it wasn't as bad as I always thought it was, even though the situation itself was a bit tricky. However, I'm glad I dealt with it in itself, and like I say, it made room for new blessings in our life, and I think it's really important to do that. And I would not have gotten to that point had I guess this is the long-winded version, but would have never got to that point had I not been journaling and exercising, because that helped me process everything that I've been going through. And one thing I can just always say to people, like, I don't want to be like that preacher guy that is like, you must journal, you must do cold water therapy, you must. No. Whatever works for you, works for you. Just try it. That's all I can say, is just try and see how it works for you. And I guess that's the basic idea, is just try. And see if it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's very much like reading a book. Is like, for me especially, like, I know my experience with books has been tumultuous over the course of my younger life. However, one thing I realized is that I wasn't reading the books that I liked. I was just reading books to process information, to spit it out back onto a piece of paper. But now I've been given the option to pick whatever literature that I care for. It allows me to, I guess, enjoy it more, because I am in control of that. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that just give it a try. Just give it a try. If you're going through a lot right now, or trying to process any ideas, any emotional baggage, any mental blockages, try write it down. You don't have to be hyper detailed into it, but yeah, just write it down, and then also keep your mind right in doing exercise, and yeah, just see what the results, and just try stick with it. It's not going to come to you immediately, but yeah, give it, I guess, a couple of weeks, and you'll be able to see little changes, progress. You'll be a lot further than you are if you just keep processing these ideas just in your head. But yeah, that's basically what was on my mind today. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you like, you like. If you don't like, you don't like. But keep your negative comments to yourself. Cheers.